You know, one of the things that I think that we were surprised, we also, when we went and evaluated a lot of sows, during those 62 farm visits, we collected information on a little over 5,000 sows, individual sows. And we did a body condition scoring assessment on those, thinking that the sows that were overweight would be more likely to prolapse than sows that were not. And it was actually the opposite as what we found, is that the sows that had a light body condition score had a higher probability of prolapsing than sows that were overweight. And so that was counterintuitive to us initially, but it was also supported by the fact that farms that used bump feeding strategies on light sows during late gestation also had lower prolapse incidence than farms that did not use that strategy. So we felt like we had a couple different observations in that study that were supportive of the same general concept of making sure that the sow has adequate nutrition just prior to farrowing.
Everybody thinks, well, sows got bigger, so they stretch those muscles more and more likely to have prolapses. But the data that we looked at in those 104 farms really didn't support that as well. Some of the things that we did see, and some were a little bit unexpected. One of the ones that was probably the most significant was water. What we found was we compared different water types and then whether they were using some sort of water sanitation system or not. And what we found was anybody who was using a form of water sanitation, whether that was rural water, which comes already somewhat treated, or people were using on-farm treatment units, they had much lower pelvic organ prolapse rates than the farms that didn't.
Water is a very important ingredient. We often way overlook water. The better your water quality, the more that it is close to a neutral pH or just a slightly acidic pH is probably your best water for preventing things like bacteria getting into the water lines.